This is a book review of Epic Collection Doctor Strange, A Separate Reality. Includes Thomas, Colin, Englehart and Brunner. There's the back cover. And this is Volume 3, 1969 to 1974. Actually covers quite a bit there in this. So it's about 460 pages. Includes Doctor Strange, 180 to 183, Submariner 22, Incredible Hulk 126, Marvel Feature 1, Marvel Premiere 3 to 14, and Doctor Strange 1 to 5. So it includes quite a lot of issues. Got some brilliant Barry Windsor-Smith as well. You've got the Undying ones, Baron Mordo, Cosmic Threat of Eternity. Also got Shuma Gorath, the sort of R.E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft, that sort of thing. Also you've got the Silver Dagger, Sisneg Genesis. So you've got some really, really classic tales in this one. This is one of these sort of in-between change. There was sort of the early, obviously, Ditko stories. Obviously, the Ditko stories had long finished by this time, of course. But you had those, and then you sort of the bigger changes that came later. So I always liked this volume. This volume has got some great stories. And this was the period that I started to read Marvel, and these are the first issues of Doctor Strange that I got into. And I especially loved the Lovecraft R.E. Howard ones. So what's the stories? Brilliant. Love the artwork. The artwork throughout this is just superb. The Doctor Strange one, the Eternity one. Love that story. Clea has never looked better, I think. Clea looked just amazing in this. We've also got a great bit here with Christmas or the New Year. They're going out wandering around. It's just stunning when they're sort of obviously lots of various people from different times. And you've got Nightmare. If a world should die. The Nightmare again. And you've got great story here with the Juggernaut. And again, some brilliant, brilliant pics of Clea. Just beautiful drawings. The Juggernaut. But now I'm more, etc. The Juggernaut. And of course, Eternity as well. And also you've got this really good storyline that, of course, led on to the Defenders. This one, the Undying ones. So it's sort of mix of R.E. Howard, H.P. Lovecraft. And they're just great stories. And they develop that a lot later as well. There's a lot of good stories. And it continues on with the Submariner story. This is a Submariner issue. And also you've got Doctor Strange looking slightly different now with his obviously blue face. And he goes then into the Incredible Hulk. Where stalks the Nightcrawler? Again, a bit more of a story of the Undying ones. And this, of course, leads a lot later onto the Defenders. So it's just a really good sequence of stories. I just loved. Absolutely love these stories. Then you've got a sort of weird change. You've got Marvel Features, which of course Features presents The Defenders, the origin of the Defenders. Great issue. And you've got this, The Returns. You've got him coming back and suddenly finding, of course, things have slightly changed. The world is not the way he thought it was. However, next story, I love these. Marvel Premiere. While the World Spins Mad, and Barry Windsor-Smith. This is one of the earliest Doctor Strange that I ever read. I just totally loved these stories. Just love the artwork. Even now it's one of those comics that I just pick up and just love to read. And it's very unusual. You've got Nightmare in there. And you've got the Spawn of Sliggeth. Featuring concepts created by Robert E. Howard. I always must admit more felt H.P. Lovecraft sort of thing, but it's like Arkham and all those Innsmouth and those sort of things. And it's just weird. So all the people in the town are all a bit slightly unusual. It's great stories. The Lurker in the Labyrinth. The Sliggeth. Just a great story. The Shambler from the Sea. And you wouldn't want to meet him on a dark night. The Shambler. And Doctor Strange is against it. Of course, got the usual problems. Then on to the next stories. You go all the way through, and there's a lot of background details showing a variety of the religious cults, rituals, etc., etc. Then into another story, the doom that bloomed on, can't even say it, Catholos. That's the one trouble with Doctor Strange. I never know how to say half the things in these books. You read them, but at the same time, how to say them, who knows? Some great stories. You've got the Ancient One, of course, comes into the storyline as well. And onto the Ancient One again. And finally, Shuma Gorath. So the Ancient One dies, it says here. Don't be a fool, Strange. If you kill me, the Ancient One dies. Now, not going to say anything what happens there in the storyline. Again, you've got lots of very unusual artwork. And Baron Mordo turns up. Good old Baron Mordo. Black magic in the mighty Marvel. Not all my power can save me. Until next month. Brilliant Frank Brunner. Loved. Or Brunner? Brunner? No idea. Actually, I really enjoyed these ones. Cisneg Genesis. Real good story where obviously you've got Cagalistro. Again, another name that I'm probably saying completely wrong. However, it's a great, great yarn. Where it's sort of very massive concept storyline, which is really good. And that's the thing with Doctor Strange, I think. Doctor Strange always had these really, like, obviously dimensions and eternity. And that's definitely, that Genesis story was a classic. I loved it. Also, you've got the Silver Dagger. Now, I wasn't so enamoured by that storyline, Silver Dagger. You also got the Silver Surfer turns up in the story. And then you've got a lovely Doctor Strange meets Death. So where boundaries decay. And that was a good yarn. I love that one. Real good story. Silver Dagger again, all the way through. And Clea, of course, involved in the story. And then this one, it's quite unusual. The cover for 180 was lost by the post office. New cover was quickly assembled by etc. So you've got lots of great little information there. And you also got some brilliant back page bonuses. You've got some sketches. You've got some original illustrations. Also, you've got lots of Foom and Marvel Treasury Edition. That was a back cover by Frank Brunner. And some more there. So I love this. This volume's got some really, really unusual stories, and I thoroughly enjoy it reading. It's one of those ones even if I've read them quite a few times, I can always go back to them and think, well, actually, that's pretty decent tales. And that's really what you want from an epic collection. Just love this book. So, epic collection, I said volume 3.